Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Powerplay. We're here today with episode 12, but for today's podcast, we'll be doing something a bit different. We're going to be speaking on a very taboo topic in futsal, and who else better to talk about spicy topics than our man Sharran Raj.
Hello guys, glad to be back again.
Okay, brilliant. So Sharran Raj, today we're going to be talking about the subject called dealing, right? So this is a campaign that we're going to be running soon. So we thought of giving the audience a bit of a teaser before we go full on into this lah. Okay? So you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so first question, right? So what is your knowledge on the matter of dealing?
I have seen it happen a few times, but mainly I hear about it from other people lah. So from my understanding is, if they reach a certain stage, whether it's the finals, semis or quarters, normally finals, the two teams will just go to each other and say, let's say the first prize is 1,000, the second prize is 500. They'll just say, okay, 1,005, let's split it among us, 750 each, and we don't play the final. Or they'll play a penalty shootout, just to simply get the, just to simply figure out who's the winner lah.
Yeah.
In other words, they're not playing the final lah. That's my understanding of dealing.
Just the final.
Final, I mean, I've heard some extreme stories where if the prize money was like 20,000 or 15,000, then from the quarters they will offer teams to deal. So 8 teams split the prize money and then they stop playing after that. But
so 8 teams meaning the quarters lah.
yeah, if quarterfinals, I've never seen it lah, but I think it's quite ridiculous lah. But I haven't played a lot of futsal tournaments lately. I played when I was much younger, so I was not exposed to this as much. But in football, I play a lot of football. I've never seen something like this happen lah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure why it happens in futsal only.
Okay. So just so that the viewers have a bit of an understanding, because we are just saying dealing, right? So another word that I think could be used for dealing is probably match fixing lah, right?
Something like that.
It's a harsher way of putting it, but maybe we have used the word dealing to make it seem not as serious lah. So you sort of form a bit of a dealing between friends rather than a big word like match fixing, but in essence it actually is just match fixing lah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. My understanding of match fixing is more like, that's a lot of things to do with like gambling or betting kind of thing, where the player plays and then 1 player out of 5 or 2 players out of 5 will purposely not play properly so that their team loses because they probably taken money or something. But what I know of dealing is they just don't play, meaning like they just want to. Something's wrong lah. I feel it's not right. They just want to take the money half. They want to split the money half and go back with that, which actually, I also think is wrong lah.
Yeah, but actually there's a lot of ways that they deal lah. So it's not just splitting the prize money for to begin with. That is one common one that we hear of. There's a lot of other ways. So for example, that it could be also, let's say you have a sponsor for your team, right? And in order to meet your sponsor's requirement, you have to win X amount of tournaments. So when you go into the semis, you tell the teams around you or the captains around you, and you say that I don't mind splitting the prize money, or I don't mind taking less, but I want first place. And this also has happened. Then other instances could be, for example, even in leagues. Let's say you are in second place, maybe 2 points behind first, or even tied for first. But what matters is goal difference. So what the second place person will do, let's say if they have a game that doesn't matter at the end, they are for sure going to win, and even the first place is for sure going to win, right? And then what happens is, the tiebreaker is the goal difference. So what the team below sometimes does is that they go to the opponent that they're facing, offer them a sum of money and say, let me score 10 goals past you. And so then they will win on goal difference lah.
That is match fixing lah.
Yeah lah. So in essence, essentially, regardless of how you deal, yes, it is a subset of match fixing lah.
Can say lah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is just so that everyone understands lah what match fixing is, or rather what dealing is lah. Yes, it's not as serious as self-sabotaging somebody else's points, but at the same time, it is under the category lah. Right. So why do you think people deal?
The first thing that he tells me is like they don't really. Maybe these people used to be, when they were younger, they used to be passionate about the sport, whereby to deal you need to reach the finals and all, means your team needs to be good lah.
Yeah.
You won't get to the position to deal in the first place. So I think as they get older or what, they lose that passion, and then now it's just for the money lah. They go every weekend, they have a certain target, I think a personal target they need to hit. Because come to think of it, if they win like $1,000 or maybe 2,005, you divide by 7-8 players, normally it's about maybe $200 per person at tops, 150 to 200. So different people will look at it. For me, I would think like you should play to win. If you get the money, it's a bonus. But if you don't get the money, it's fine. But so I think they deal because they are desperate for the money lah. Because it can't be they are passionate. Because if not, then they wouldn't care about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my answer.
So you think it's because it's just for the money lah? That's why people deal.
It's for the money. It's an easy way out lah. They know that as you go later on at the stages, the games get harder normally. Quarters and semis is harder. So when they go final, sometimes they want the easy way out lah. Or they don't believe in themselves as much lah. That's why they offer a team that knows they are guaranteed going to win wouldn't want to split.
But that's money. The essence of the sport, right? There's no guarantee that you'll win one.
Yeah, but my point is like a team that knows they are miles ahead of, let's say Team A is way better than Team B, and Team B offers a deal. If you're Team A, even if you have deal before, you would say like no. The only time they would do it is if like they both question each other. Like both teams not sure lah. They are not sure if they would win or not. They don't have like 100% feeling. Yeah. And then they'll deal, which is wrong lah. But what I'm trying to say is like teams that normally offer to deal, I think they are normally the teams that are, they probably don't believe in their ability lah. If not, they wouldn't offer to deal lah, I feel.
Actually, based on my experience, it is the best teams that actually deal, which is a sad truth lah. It's not about the fact that they are scared that they will lose or anything like that. It's that they want to guarantee not going home empty-handed. I think that's more of the train of thought lah.
Yeah, but then like by their logic, when they join the tournament also, there's no guarantee what. Like let's say sometimes their group could have 4 of those teams that they offer to deal with. I mean here there's no seeding or what. Then if that happens, they are going to play and try to win what. I mean that's my logic lah. If they get a group stage of 4 good teams, they can't deal what. They have to play. And find a way to win. And so like even if they are the best team, then they are not as good as they think they are lah. In that scene, because if they are the best team and if their dealing means they care about the money, right? So if you have a chance to get 50 ringgit more, you would take that one instead of dealing and getting 50 ringgit or 100 ringgit less.
Yeah, but then in sport nothing is guaranteed, but sometimes like
if they believe in themselves,
bad teams beat good teams.
Yeah lah. So if they believe in their ability, they will know lah. Out of 10 times they play, they will win 9 or 8. I mean that's how I would see it.
Yeah. But I mean it is about guaranteeing money lah at the end of the day.
But that comes to my point lah. If they want to guarantee money, they might as well not come for these tournaments and do other things that will guarantee their money. Because even when they come to tournaments, like I said, example now, semi-finals got Team A, B, C, D, and they 4 want a deal. Team A offers to deal, even though they are the best team, because they are worried lah. They might lose to either of the other teams. But like I said, when you join any tournament, if there's a draw, they could meet all those 4 good teams in one group. Meaning they come all the way, pay the registration fee, and maybe they will just lose in group stage. It can happen one. That's why they're offering the deal. So if these people are coming just for the money, you might as well use that money and like this. I mean, you can work. There's so many other things you can do lah, like part-time or part-time gigs or something. You can go give flyers or something like that, and you can make probably the same amount of money that you come here and die with. The idea you should come here is it's fine to want the money, but it should be to play and prove that your team is the best team, or prove to yourself that you're part of a strong team lah, and you want everybody to know your team name or something like that lah.
But I think you are right. The mentality is the issue lah. So when you join a sport, the essence of sport is that the best should win, right? And the dealing has kind of clouded this entire issue, and people have been focused more on the money than they are actually winning the tournaments lah.
They just see it as easy money lah, I think.
Yeah, because
they are good enough to enter the semis and finals consistently, and then they see like they rather take half lah. But
no, because the factors could also be like, for example, like because one day tournaments, the first issue I would say is that I don't think it's a great format lah, right? Whereby when you run group stage, you play one game, you wait 2 hours, play one game, wait 2 hours. I don't think your body is conditioned to be able to start and stop like this at such a high intensive game, right? So then by the time you reach, let's say if it's a big tournament, let's say 48 teams, you go to 32, go to 16. By the time you reach 16, you have played maybe about 4 to 6 games. You're already dead tired, and then you have to go again. So in their head, this is the logic because I've been playing in these tournaments before, so I understand it in the sense of whereby once they reach 16, once they reach 8, they've already given their blood, sweat and tears, and they don't want to go home empty-handed. So that's the justification of it lah. So what do you think of this?
Yeah lah. As I said lah, like I understand all that, but that's normal when you play any competition and all. There's always that risk lah that you go back with nothing. And for them, so it's either they're just passionate or they care about the money. It's not both lah. That's how I look at it. The money is just should be a bonus, but if they are so like they have played the whole day and they are tired and then comes to the semi or final, they are willing to like share the prize and not be the only winner, it means they are not as passionate lah. They are prioritizing the money. That's how I would see it. So I look at all these people that they are probably talented futsal players. They should, if they really want to make good money from it, they should train even harder and go and play in the MPFL or something like that. That's how I would look at it. But of course, there's another argument there lah. Maybe
not great
the
money
pay,
also
not great money and all that. So they got freedom here. They don't need to train, but every Saturday they might be able to make the same amount of money. But even then, if they want to guarantee their money, there are ways to make money where you guarantee you don't need to put your body on the line, get kicked and all that. You can work, like I said, you can go into coaching if they like futsal so much, and they probably make more money doing that.
Yeah.
Or anything else lah, any other job lah, like I said, they can do and make money. If they want to play, it should be just playing, because when they do this, it's like, from what I have heard, sometimes it's not only that if they want to deal, I mean, sometimes you just can't prevent everything, but when they offer other teams like semi-finals or quarters, if one team refuses the deal, they get like threats. These guys will try to intimidate them. So I think that's where I have a problem with lah. Like, they want everybody to do what they are doing, and there will be one or two teams that practices integrity and this kind of stuff. So I mean, that part won't be right lah. So I just think it's the tournaments lah. Like, I mean, we have spoke about it before. The concept must change. Leagues are good because I think it's a bit harder to deal in leagues compared to.
But even then, like, it is still possible lah.
But it's way harder lah. Like, at least it's a bit. I think it's a lot harder to deal in a league format
you
system.
probably could only deal if the
league number one, number two is playing at the end lah. If they want to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that's quite rare lah. But for this 1K tournament or 1 day tournament, it's quite common lah.
Yeah.
So the organizers should maybe change the price. Something that is not easily is something that the prices shouldn't be something that is so easy to split. It can be like holidays, this kind of stuff. Like, I think that's in the Red Bull tournament, they sent a group to Brazil and they made sure only the players who are registered could go. And then I think the finalists tried to send both parties, but they couldn't. So that was quite cool lah. I mean, like the organizers held their ground, and then this.
But I mean, at the end, the issue, I don't think is the price. The issue is the mentality lah of the players.
The mindset lah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that they are not going to change anytime soon lah. So the tournaments must change lah. I feel the structure of the tournaments must change. I mean, few ideas that I've had before is like to remove the whole prize money concept lah, to give other sort of rewards to teams that play actually. And we should emphasize, like football now, what they do is like they emphasize on that whole social media. There's this man of the match, all this kind of stuff. So it really hypes your team up, and then people like that hype.
Yeah,
I think it's cool lah if the tournaments are run this way, then teams are joining for that. For example, like I run my own football team with my friend last time. Every tournament that we join, we have never once, I can't recall, at least played in 10 competitions since I was 19 to 25, 26. We never once mentioned the prize money. Nobody cared. Sometimes when we win, then we find out, oh, there's a prize money, and then we're probably going to like bring the whole team out for dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
But futsal is like when you go to a tournament, the first question when you call someone to play a tournament is, oh, how much is the first prize? It's like a common thing like that. So this will only change if the tournaments change lah, and then you are going to lose some people, but it's fine. They are going to have people that are not happy. But what if there are no 1K tournaments anymore, no 2K tournaments anymore? What are these guys going to do if every tournament organizer decides they want to make a change and they give prizes the way I just mentioned? whether it's just shoes or something something that is very hard for them to change. Maybe still can, but much harder. Are these teams not going to play forever? They will either come and learn how to just play to win, and they'll find different ways to make money, or they'll stop coming. But that clears the pathway for other teams that just want to come and play for the sake of playing and maybe trying to win.
Okay. So, have you been involved or experienced any dealings? You can be honest, no problem.
I mean, not really like finals where a guy offered me to not play, but I've got one like group stage when I was much younger, obviously. There were 2 teams in my group. There are 4 teams in the group. 2 teams were friends. So I don't know how we will lose one game and win one game. Then the last game will come down to that 2 teams playing
each other.
Yes. So let's say team A is the team that beat my team, and I actually knew some of them from that team. But team A will easily beat team B lah. Let's just put it that way. They can trash them if they wanted to. And if they win, then we will qualify lah, my team.
Okay.
But they just went and lost by a specific number of goals. And then it left me playing, let's say, a random team. They are out already lah because of what they did. They have no chance anymore. So my team will need to win by, let's say, 6 goals just to get second place. And then you qualify as the second. I mean, you get second place, you can qualify for the knockouts. If I win by 11 goals, I think I can get first.
Okay.
But I'm playing the team that was not happy lah. Then that one time, yes lah, I went and I did it, but I didn't want to, like, for me it was more to, like, I didn't care about money. I wanted to prove a point. So I actually got both the team's attention and took out like $100, paid the guy, and then scored like 14, 15 goals, and then we qualified. But we ended up winning the whole team after that. But that was one time I did it 20 years old because I saw them cheat, and it was my way to like teach them a lesson
Okay, but this goes against the whole idea of like because you said it takes one person to start that change, right? So if everyone adapts his mentality in that situation, you would have to just be like, Naman, I take the L.
No, that one but the one, if I go, I mean, in that situation, like I said, so now maybe I do things different. In that situation, if I don't do anything and go, they are not going to change. They got exactly what they wanted. And on top of that, the team that I wanted to play, I'm supposed to play, they had nothing to lose. They wanted to just give me a walkover. Meaning, I can't even try to win by 6 goals. Because they will just give me a 3-0 win.
Yeah.
Then, like, that means we don't even get to
qualify.
There's no chance for us to try. We can actually, to be honest, we can play and score 6 goals against that team. Maybe 11 is too much, but we could have got second. We fancied our chances.
Okay.
And the team had nothing to play forward, so they won't play properly anyways. But they just thought of giving a walkover. I'm not sure if they did that so that but then, so for me was that. But even when I paid, it was a big gamble. Like you talk about all your normal dealing is normally in the final, they are guaranteed money. I took out extra 100 on top of the registration, and there's an off chance I could have lost in the quarters or this one. So it was, honestly, it was more to teach the other person a lesson. But of course, my justification doesn't change the fact that I paid someone lah. But I paid it openly lah. Like I wanted them to know.
I mean, dealing now is also done openly lah.
Meaning like what I did was like I just wanted to show them lah, like their way didn't work. But this is long time ago. I haven't played in these tournaments for 5 years.
So and basically you deal to teach a lesson to the other people who are dealing lah.
That time I didn't know it was called dealing, but for me it was like it was 2 groups not being fair lah. They were influencing the result. And I was like, I wanted a chance to continue lah. You're there the whole day. No, it's not even at the start. It's just the first hour of the tournament or 2 hours. And then they did that, and then they were taunting us also after they did it. That means like the keeper will tie his shoelace and then let the guy score. Like they openly did it. Normally you don't see it so open, And then they come out and tell us, okay, you can go back now. You're not qualifying already. And then so all this got to me, and I did what I had to do lah. But of course, I wouldn't do it now lah, because it's quite dangerous also. Because after that we had some other problems that I had to deal with. And then us winning was a bonus. We didn't expect to win. Our team was new to the futsal scene. We thought just get to like the semis or quarters, we'll be happy.
Okay.
Won the whole thing, but the team what we did, how we got them knocked out by scoring. They waited till the final. Every game we played, they were taunting us and whatnot. After that, there were some issues lah. But then slowly I stopped playing lah. I mean, one was this issue. They were always fighting, and I think I've explained lah. Like because the money, like I said, a lot of teams come there for the money and not just to play futsal. Because you won't see people trying to kill someone else if they just like the sport.
Yeah.
And then it became too crazy already lah. Like too many injuries the money is not worth it, in my opinion. So I stopped lah. I just started fully focusing on football.
Okay. So actually, my next question was, would you deal? But you've already answered that, so we can move on to the next one. I wouldn't consider it like it is.
I wouldn't
to an
deal
element.
in the final lah, like regardless of how much the money is, because I want my team to be number one. My idea is I must win at all costs lah, and I must win properly, not by the referee helping me or the opponent not playing.
Yeah,
that's how I see it lah.
But the only situation that you have done it is in a situation where it was done to you lah.
Because they it's like they checkmate me like that. Not only they set their game, they made it in such a way the other team doesn't even want to play my team. So I don't even get the chance to try and score the 6 goals fair and square. Okay. In other words, I just have to go home like that. That means we went all the way there, we played 2 games and go home. So we were like, we were not up. There was something we were not okay with lah, my teammates and all.
Okay.
And then I did what I did lah.
Okay. Okay, so how do you think this affects the sport?
What, the final people?
No, I mean like dealing in general. How does it affect futsal?
It reduces the level lah, because people who really like to play the game won't come for these tournaments. And the problem we have with the Malaysian futsal structure, because it's still new, relatively new, the sport is there's only MPFL. Below MPFL is this 1K tournament or leagues lah. There's no second division one. Like football, there are like 4 tiers or 5 tiers. For example, a good social team, like even like say One United or few teams out there lah, all these teams that play, right? I'm not sure who, like they
Futsal
can just they can just approach. It's quite common for a social team to get a friendly against Selangor Mac, a friendly against Negeri Sembilan, a friendly against any other team lah, Selangor Tot or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, and these are the best teams in our country, right? But for football, it's impossible. I had a football team for so long. We maybe got a 3rd division team to play with us. If you're lucky, 2nd division. But you can never get a friendly to play against JDT or Selangor, because they that gap is huge. They're not going to give you so easy access. Like you have to earn your way lah, if you want to get, you want to be known by these teams and all.
Fair.
Yeah, so with this dealing, I mean, like, scouts also won't want to come and watch. If they come to see, because the best games are the semis and the finals, and then they see come all the way, the game doesn't even happen because this team had took money. Even when we organized the tournament, this is when I saw it recently lah. We had our own decathlon tournament, the one that Shane organized. We went to watch. I was not part of it, but I came just before the semis. I wanted to watch the semis and finals. The finals was not played, so that was quite sad lah. I mean, I was shocked. So I completely forgot about this whole dealing thing, because 5 years I was not in. I genuinely thought I'll be seeing a final, and I see both teams just chose not to play, and they took photo and went back.
Yeah, for context for the viewers, is basically we organized the open age tournament, basically an open category tournament, and we basically were the organizers. And then it reached the point where I think the semis was quite good games, and then it reached the finals, and then we were all actually, because we're organizers, we're waiting outside lah, so hoping to see at least an exciting game. And then the referees walk up to us and say, "Hey, habis ada deal." And then we just look at each other and be like, oh, like we thought, like, and it's not like we offered a big amount of prize money.
Yeah, there's only 500 ringgit cash, I think.
500 ringgit cash and 1,000 vouchers. So it's about 1,500 in terms of value lah. But even that was split to 2, which is 750 each. 750 you divide by, let's say, 7 players, about $100 each. So I mean, so that is the context that Sharran is talking about lah, as to when you reach all the way to the end and then you just watch nothing.
Yeah, so it's a bit annoying lah in that sense, but like I said, they will never change lah. Talking to them, you can show some campaigns, videos. I don't think they will care. The only way is you must be, as organizers, we must be strict. Organizers should put like a clause in their rules, but of course it's not easy lah, whereby they say if they suspect any sort of dealing or any sort of you want to call it match fixing, or if they're not playing to their best ability at all times, and if the organizer suspects that, they should be allowed to disqualify the team. Of course this will cost
but that's very subjective lah, right?
Correct. So the organizers need to say it at the start lah. At the start, before they pay their 100 ringgit or 200 ringgit to join the tournament, like, look, I have this rule in the tournament. My team is the judge, so it's subject to our opinion. Of course, if you don't deal, why would we mess with you lah? But if you do, we will tell you to leave, and you can do whatever. They have to be strong like that. If every organizer does this, it's very hard for them lah. They can just complain lah among themselves. They're not going to create their own tournament. They're going to have to either learn how to just, maybe they will come and play, but this time they just dealing goes out of their mind lah. They just play as hard as they can to try and win lah, which will be great also lah. Actually, at least then you save them also. But it's not easy, obviously, to implement this kind of stuff. But I cannot see another. There's no other solution lah. The solution has to be the leagues, and this one must be stronger. Because I mean, so many other things have been tried. Nothing.
No, I think there's a lot of misinformation. There's no education on this topic, so people don't know. A lot of people like don't know that this is going on. Like for example, like Jay, like our partner in our business as well, right? So when he saw that happen, I told him, oh, they deal already, and I've mentioned this topic to him before, and then he looked at me. He was like, what do you mean? Like, even after explaining, they don't understand it, right? So it's so specific to this niche of futsal that he has kind of destroyed the mindset and mentality of the players within the community lah. But what I think needs to change is that it has to start from, yes, you're right, organizers, but at the same time, people have to stop justifying why they do what they do. Because, for example, if you look at the money of it, right? So for some people, yes, they look at it as secondary income. If they win a tournament every weekend for 4 weeks in a row, that's about $800 to $1,000 extra. And some of them do actually win that often, which, like you see, in the situation that they're in, who am I to say like, no lah, they shouldn't, right? But at the same time, the way that they're doing it is wrong lah.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of the things. Then the second thing is that the fact that it's not, if the education is not there, and this is now has just become an accepted culture. Like I've played in it, and in round of, I think semis, it is quite a bit of pressure that you must take, because you three captains or 2 captains come to you and then they're like, hey, deal lah. So the mentality behind it is, if you don't deal, you don't want to share. Why are you selfish with money? It's not about who is the best, because different people come from different backgrounds. Some people harder than others, right? So when you don't deal, they're like, oh, just because you are well-to-do or just because you are from a better family, you think what, you're better than us?
I mean, I just think, I don't know if they've actually said it before. Someone had told me that. I just look at them and I mean, that's damn stupid argument on their end lah. Because it's so stupid. Or that I can look at them and say, okay lah, we don't take the prize money lah, split by the 32 teams who came lah. Why you don't want to share with everyone? Like, why only 4? Why only 2? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah lah, but just letting you know, these are the justifications that they give lah.
Yeah, it's just suitable. It's suitable for them lah. It's catered to their situation lah. A guy who robbed 2 fellas can rob. One guy can say, I robbed to give food to my family, or I robbed for a specific reason that is a bit sentimental.
Yeah.
I mean, the law doesn't. I mean, people don't work that way, but you still robbed.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I know. I totally agree with that lah. But like I'm saying, like I have seen lah, and I've been part of it, whereby it is quite a bit of pressure, because then they decide, okay lah, you don't want to deal lah. Oh, like you become the bad guy for not dealing. But padahal it's actually the teams that deal are the bad people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but the outliers, the ones who stand against the system of dealing, are the ones who get punished. They get banned from tournaments. There are some teams. Okay, do you know the no foreigner rule?
It's because they don't want to deal.
Yes, it's because they don't want to deal and they kept winning.
Oh, shit.
So all the teams, a lot of teams, I wouldn't say all the teams. See, I don't want to stir problems elsewhere, but a lot of teams got together and they boycott the foreigners to the league organizers. They said they play, we don't join. So you're fighting the masses lah. If you're a league organizer, right, and you have to get a volume of, let's say, 32 or 48 teams, you would choose to throw away that one team of foreigners to have guaranteed income for your tournament as an organizer lah, right? But this was why, because last time when I first started playing, there was no such thing, foreigner rule, all this, 1 foreigner, 2 foreigner. At the end they are not professionals, so they should be given a level playing platform just like us. But because they started winning, it was week after week lah, I still remember. And then suddenly one day it was just like, hey, tak nak ah. And then I see now you see every poster, if you can go and check, it's always no foreigner, no foreigner, no MPFL. I understand the no MPFL part because they're professional players, but this is the mentality of what we have lah, which I think is rubbish.
That's the prime example why the foreigners don't deal, because they are confident they'll win.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
believe in their ability. These guys don't So now they got rid of people above them
Yeah. Okay. Then, so other than players, it affects so many people, right? So it's not just the players. So it's not just the players who are dealing. Actually, a lot of people, even at themselves, stop playing because of this problem, right? Because of this mentality of you kill each other in the court for that 100 ringgit.
Yeah, I mean, mine was not dealing. Mine was that it was like a war like that. Every time I went for this 1K tournament, and I was getting like too many small injuries, and it didn't feel worth it And football came about, and then there were better structured leagues and all that. So obviously, IPT university games, so I had no time anyways. But that's why I didn't want to play It was the
injury
injury, and I mean I'm quite competitive also, so there were a lot of back and forth I didn't want to give in and so, and then it was dangerous I was quite young, 19, 20, and then fighting with 27-year-olds, 28-year-olds didn't suit my cause. Then my team also, all of us were footballers who tried to play futsal, so we just decided to, that's when we opened up our own football team and we started playing our own leagues.
Okay, so in your opinion, the only way to stop it is the organisers
the best way is the leagues and all that, and then the message can come later when people, but you need to put a stop first Now I believe you can put the best messaging out there, they're just going to ignore. I mean you can try, but very few people will understand it. It must go simultaneously, there must be leagues. You must show them by having a league that let's say you organize a league and you can say there won't be dealing here, and really there must not be any dealing. If it happens, what will happen? And other teams must find out I mean the word will spread I mean everything gets viral nowadays. This team tried to deal, they got disqualified, and then obviously there'll be a video of these players arguing with the organizers.
But as organizers, there's also an element of violence that comes into play If you, for example, if you don't if you have no proof that they did,
that's
and
why
you disqualify
it's
them.
written it at the start. We don't need the proof.
And what if they end up beating up the organisers?
That's why I say organisers we stand strong Must at the start itself tell y'all be funny, we call the cops. If y'all want to fight with me, just imagine telling whoever if y'all want to get in that much trouble, police and all, just for $100 per person, please come. I mean, it should work Out of 10 teams, 9 teams will fall for it Maybe one stupid team will still try, but I mean, by that logic, we cannot live right? If you're going to be scared of everyone now, so you want to start anything, someone can come and threaten you too.
I mean, even this podcast, we might get a few hits for this. I mean, not physically actually.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm not sure.
But these are the things that I think are affecting the sport right? I don't want to go too much in depth, but I just wanted to give the audience a bit of a teaser so that they know what we're up against and what we are going to dive into in the next couple of weeks. Right? So it is going to be a bit of education, but at the same time we might be calling out some people, we might be doing a lot of stuff that might step on some people's toes, but essentially it is for the betterment of the sport, because it affects so many people, and also even the players that actually a lot of players don't play 1K tournaments and 2K tournaments because they know, number one is they don't want to get injured, number two is the same team's playing I don't want to play so many factors that are part of it So that today was just to let the viewers know that this is happening in the futsal scene, what this is about, and basically expose them to this idea so that when we actually do that series, it will be a lot more easier to understand for them. Right, so I thank you for your views. I appreciate it. Although some were quite extreme, but I think extreme is necessary for the development of the sport. And I hope that maybe we'll get you back for another episode, or you might appear in the mini documentary series.
Either way will work.
So soon, hopefully soon. Right, so thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for episode 13 of Powerplay. Next week we'll be back with anything and everything futsal.
Alright, thank you.
Cheers guys.